Engineer tonight. We are live from Jim Tomlinson Field for round one of the 2025 Arkansas Activities Association 4A State Championship Football Playoffs. An exciting night here to return home to Jim Tomlinson Field. Beautiful weather and 76 degrees. It might have got warmer than that today. So a beautiful night. Folks in the stands below us, we're welcoming purple-clad fans from Fountain Lake just outside of Hot Springs down in South Arkansas. They've made the trip up, probably a couple hours for those folks, and they are ready for 7 o'clock football tonight. The Yellow Jackets at home finished up the regular season. 9 wins, only 1 loss, finishing second in Conference 4 of Class 4A, taking on the Cobras. They finished fourth in their conference. That's Conference 7 of Class 4A. And tonight, the loser, their season comes to an end. The winner, they move on to round 2 of the playoffs. And coming up next week, hopefully we'll talk about that later on in the broadcast tonight for the Yellow Jackets. But looking forward to playing on their home field here tonight. The team's final warm-ups. They'll be field captains. We'll meet up with the officials here in just a moment. And we'll bring Mike Holly in. No? Hang on just a second. And you might hear Brian Henderson, our public address announcer. Well, sometimes we may pick Brian up over our mics here with some pregame announcements and things here at the stadium, getting folks all ready. As looks like the guys that come out, Creed Brown, Briar Cullum, and Rylan Jones, Zach Hunt Gonzalez, representing the senior class, this big senior class for head coach Chris Dufran tonight. And what could be possibly their final home game here at Jim Tomlinson Field. We'll see. Well, let's bring Mike Holly in and get you set for the kickoff.
Yeah, so the football Friday night in Clinton, those are all special, and even more special tonight as it's a playoff game. And what incredible warm weather, mild weather here for November. And should be a big one tonight as the Yellow Jacket fans are still settling into this one. And the players are about to make their way out on the field. It's the 9-1 Clinton Yellow Jackets, ranked number 9 in the state by Hooten's Arkansas football. The number 2 seed out of Conference 4A, and the Jackets have won 4 in a row, and this Jacket team is trying to become the 6th team in school history with 10 or more wins in a season. That would put them in some pretty rare company. Fountain Lake comes in. They're 6-4 on the year. They're 4-3 in conference. They were the 4th seed out of the always tough 7-4A conference. They're coached by Matt Richardson. He's 87-76 in his second year at Fountain Lake. He spent 2010 through 2023 as the head coach down at Ashdown. Hey, I mentioned head coach Chris Dufran comes in tonight. 25th season for the head coach of the Yellow Jackets. 165 wins for Coach Dufran. Fountain Lake comes in hot also. They've won 4 straight. First time they've won 4 straight since 2017. Last year they were 2-8 and 1-6, and they haven't been to the playoffs since 2021. So they are excited to be here tonight. They came early and tailgated across the way, and they are excited to be back in playoff football. In fact, it was just a few years ago they spent 2 years playing 8-man football, so they're glad to be back at 11-man, and they're glad to be back playing in the playoffs. They average 36 points a game on offense. They give up 34 points a game on defense. And so we could see a shootout tonight as both these teams have some pretty high-octane offenses. Fountain Lake opened the season 2-4, but won their final 4 games in a row. These two teams have one common opponent, and that's Haskell Harmony Grove. Both teams defeated Harmony Grove. Fountain Lake defeated them by a score of 48-28. I think the Yellow Jackets only gave up 7 points that night to Haskell Harmony Grove. Their best win of the year was a 28-23 win over Malvern. That got them into the playoffs. But against the better teams on their schedule, they gave up 63 points to Smackover, 62 points to Nashville, and 49 points to Arkadelphia. And I said in 2022 and 2023, they played 8-man football. Interesting, we talked about this year's the 75th anniversary of Jim Tomlinson Field. This is the 50th anniversary of Fountain Lake football. They began back in 1975. The Yellow Jackets, of course, began football in 1939. This is the 85th season of Yellow Jacket football and the 75th season of playing football right here at beautiful Jim Tomlinson Field. Last week, Jackets won 52-30 at Ozark, an impressive win. In fact, an impressive 2 weeks for the Yellow Jackets on the road with wins over Mena and Ozark. The Jackets jumped out to a 20-0 lead, led 32-16 at the half. Zach Hunt Gonzalez Another big night for him, over 100 yards and 3 touchdowns. Harold McNabb, 68 yards and a touchdown. Rylan Jones, 67 yards and a touchdown. Sam Standridge, great on both sides of the ball, 4 catches, including a 79-yard touchdown reception from Brody Dufran. He also had an interception. Briar Gadberry, best game of his career, 19 tackles, including 7 tackles for loss. And Zach Gonzalez also chipped in 14 tackles last week. Fountain Lake finished the regular season with a 49-32 win over Ashdown. They had 501 yards of total offense. Quarterback Cooper Buss, the junior, had 300 yards passing and 4 touchdowns. Peyton Harwood, 12 catches, 169 yards and a touchdown. And Jordan Hare, 9 catches, 163 yards and 3 touchdowns. Devin Williams, the lone running back for Fountain Lake, 117 yards rushing, 3 touchdowns. The series, first ever meeting between these two teams in varsity football. The 2 junior highs did meet at Fountain Lake a few years ago when the Jackets needed to find a game to schedule into a certain spot. We went down to Fountain Lake and played. But you might remember at Yellow Jacket Arena, just across the parking lot, Clinton Lady Yellow Jackets defeated Fountain Lake in the first round of the regional tournament, which sent them on to the state tournament last year. So first time these 2 teams have met. Should be fun. The Yellow Jackets are going to kick it off to start this one. This will be the first team we've seen all year that runs the wide open spread offense. Coach Benson said we might see 60 passes tonight from Fountain Lake. They onside kickoff almost every kickoff, and they will they're going to throw it around. Quarterback Cooper Buss and his 2 receivers, Haywood and Hare. They have 3 really good playmakers. And Derek Infante is set to tee it off, and he was kicking field goals from 55 yards out in warm-ups.
From the 40, Clinton clad in all black tonight. Bottoms, tops, gold helmets. Fountain Lake to receive. White bottoms, tops. I think the purple helmets. And the return up the right side near the hash. And looks like the Cobras will push it to about the 30-yard line. Maybe plus a yard or 2. We'll see here where they mark the ball. Coming out for the defense, I see Jay English and Coy Watley. Colin Swan along that line as well. Look for Court Alexander, your linebackers. Briar Gadberry, Zach Hunt Gonzalez in the secondary, Harold McNabb, Colton Warren, Sam Standridge, Briar Cullum. I may have left out somebody. We'll see here as we move on. As you said, shotgun, 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, 1 back in the field, just to the right. Takes the snap, steps back, wants to pass, zips it, caught at the 50, 45, Yellow Jacket 40. Sam Standridge going to have to make the tackle. Oh, he gets away. Down to the Yellow Jacket 22-yard line. First play of the ball game. That's going to go for 48 yards on the Cobra throw and catch.
As Jordan Hare, they split him out. 1 wide receiver to the right. We got a flag. This may be coming back, and it will be coming back with a holding. But they will go. They'll pretty much go with 1 running back, no tight ends, and they'll split out 3 receivers, usually to one side, 1 to the other side. And the Yellow Jackets are going to kind of use the same defense we did against Dardanelle. We're going to double up Harwood. It's the best way to describe him. He's number 2. He's Cooper Kupp. If you know Cooper Kupp in the NFL, he's not very athletic, not very fast, but if he touches the ball, he's going to catch it. That's number 2. And Hare, who just caught that deep post, that's number 7. We're going to single coverage him man-to-man. We're going to double cover Harwood a lot tonight. We're going to go with an extra defensive back, 5 defensive backs, and 2 linebackers.
So similar set, 3 on the left, 1 on the right. The back is to the left. Quarterback going to pitch it out there, trying to get around the end. And going to be hit and dropped. That's going to be a loss on the play. I think that at the 29, well, maybe back to the line of scrimmage. So about, second down and 11 coming up on the first carry of the ball game after the penalty.
So Williams, not a whole lot of speed with the running back in the backfield, but you have to respect him. A lot of times you'll see 2 Harwood lined up in the slot, but he'll come in motion almost like a jet sweep. They run a lot of short, quick outs, almost like possession passes. The quarterback is very accurate, though, and that's what you have to have if you're going to throw 40 to 60 times a game.
2 receivers on the left. That's the short side of the field, the home side. 2 on the right. 1 back, calls for the snap. Shotgun, steps up in the pocket. Pressure, steps back. Deep, going to roll back to the right side. trying to get away. Maybe that's Hayden Jones giving chase. Zach Hunt Gonzalez, and going to run out of real estate on the Fountain Lake sideline. Maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage. Might have even lost a yard. And now we're looking at third down. I'd say it's almost 3rd and 22.
Yeah, that's what he did at the end there. If he just threw it, and they're going to call that an incomplete pass and bring it all the way back to about the 17-yard line. Coach Benson looking for 10 sacks or tackles for loss tonight. Offensive line not real big for Fountain Lake. And they're going to have an early 3rd and long.
Back on the near hash. Spirit Squad just below us on the track. Fans below us from the press box making noise. Shotgun snap, roll to the right. Couple receivers on that side. Going to zip it out up near the original line of scrimmage, but incomplete. Defended by Zach Hunt Gonzalez and Sam Standridge. And that's going to bring up 4th down for the Cobras. They're going to swap personnel. Looks like a punt coming up.
And that was Harry. He went right to the landmark there at the 31-yard line at the stick. Sam Standridge had him single coverage. Then Briar Cullum came over the top to give him some help there. And a 3 and out here for Fountain Lake. And he'll be kicking with a little bit of wind at his back.
And the punt, relatively short to the right side. Colton Wharton won't get a chance to return this one. It's going to bound out of bounds. Looks to be at about the Yellow Jacket 48-yard line. The offense will have it there. The first possession of the football game, led by senior quarterback Brody Dufran. That's number 8. Look in the backfield for 34, Zach Hunt Gonzalez. 16, Harold McNabb. 2, Rylan Jones. Cooper Watley will split out wide for the Yellow Jackets. Number 7 is Brody Dufran. Colton Warren is number 8. Your line tonight, Creed Brown will be snapping the football. 51, 72, Alec Huey. For 54, Hayden Jones. 59, Robin Fuentes. Maybe 62, Eden Fuentes or Larry Swan. Or 55 for the Yellow Jackets. There's going to be a whistle blows at the snap of the football.
Early timeout for Fountain Lake. Did not like what they saw there. And Fountain Lake on defense, they're going to have to stop the Yellow Jacket run game. They hadn't been able to stop a whole lot of running teams this year. They're going to line up, and they will shift sometimes the defensive lineman right before the snap, trying to guess correctly, and they'll blitz a lot, and they'll blitz from for some odd angles because they know they have to gamble, and they hope they guess right, maybe create a turnover. And they really don't want to go head up, mano a mano, as they say, on defense with somebody. They almost have to try to trick you into stopping you. So that's an early timeout there for Fountain Lake. Hey, we had the Paint the Town contest this week, and they announced the winner just before game time. I want to thank Mickey Parrish and Farm Bureau for their window that they put out this week. They were the winners of the Spirit Contest this week, Farm Bureau. And I think it was all done by the artist formerly known as Kara, that she will go by. Kara Tyre and Melanie Fosco there came up with the window. I want to thank them. But all over town there were windows decorated.
Here we go. Wing T out of the timeout. Hand off to Rylan Jones. Whistles blows the play dead. And looks like we've got a procedure penalty against the Yellow Jackets. So both teams with penalties on their first plays of the game. The Yellow Jackets only 5. And we'll back it up.
Everybody maybe a little nervous jitters here early in this one before they settle in this playoff game. But, yeah, thanks, Farm Bureau. I hope we get some Farm Bureau touchdowns tonight.
And Colton Warren brings the play in, the senior for the Yellow Jackets. Gonzalez stays in the backfield along with Rylan Jones. Harold McNabb at the slot. Dufran under center.
There's the shift right before the snap.
Turn, give to Jones. Same play. Left to right. Turns it up in the middle of the field. Through traffic. Gets to the Fountain Lake 47 on the carry. So that's going to be a 10-yard pickup for Rylan Jones. With the penalty, it'll be short of the first down. Bring up 2nd down and 5.
We saw Heber use that over the years, trying to shift right before the snap, hoping if the play was going to the right, they shifted to the right. Hope they guessed correctly.
McNabb in motion out of the slot, but it's Gonzalez left side off tackle. Pettigene Fiber first down. Pulls away, breaks a tackle. One man to beat. Ankle tackle at the 20-yard line. 27 yards for Zach Hunt Gonzalez.
A safety had him head up at the 30-yard line, and Zach Hunt Gonzalez ran right over him. And that was, as you said, a shoestring ankle tackle to prevent a touchdown. As the Yellow Jackets are imposing their will at the line of scrimmage.
Zach Hunt Gonzalez running to the American flag, hanging out over the end zone near the end of the field in that corner. McNabb gets the handoff this time, and Harold will move it maybe across the 15. So about a 5-yard pickup for Harold McNabb.
Running the counter, no huddle, here we go.
Snap it quick, give is to Jones to the right side. Turns it back inside, and he'll be tackled. Looks to be at the 11-yard line for a 4-yard pickup. Going to bring up second down and short. Third down, about 3rd and 1 yard to pick up the first down. Back on the football, going to snap it quick. 2 plays to pick up the first. Turn, give to Gonzalez. He'll take care of it. Left side off tackle. Into traffic. The Zach will move it. Looks to be about the 8-yard line. And that's a Petit Fiber first down.
Kind of keep that quarterback sneak in mind also. Looks like Fountain Lake doesn't cover the nose there. Looks like there's a lot of room there right now in case we need it.
It's going to be 1st and goal for the Yellow Jacket offense on their first possession of the night. 8 minutes, 30 seconds here in the first quarter. Ball's near the middle of the field. Dufresne under center, turn. Little misdirection, but it's a handoff up the middle. And not much. Fountain Lake does a good job of snuffing that one out. Might have got a yard, Zach did on that play. 2nd down and goal. Looks to be from about the 7. Sam Standers brings the play in. The big 6'5" wide receiver. Defensive safety in the secondary. He's going to split wide right. Got a defensive back a little bit closer to his size tonight. Sam's still got a bit of a height advantage. Here comes McNabb out of the slot. He's met by a host of Cobras. He might have lost a yard or two. Going to bring up 3rd down and goal as Harold's going to be dropped. Give him his forward progress. That may be back at the 9. So 3rd down and goal. 2 plays to score.
Cobra's toughening up here at the goal line. Probably bringing a little extra players in out of the box. Not so much worried about a pass.
Shotgun, though. Brody Dufresne's going to take snap. Roll to his right. He looks to his right. He throws it. Caught. Touchdown. Touchdown. Colton Warren. Clinton 6. Fountain Lake 0.
Boy, that was easy. You sure don't want to give a 5-yard cushion when the 5 yards is in the end zone. As Brody just rolled to his right, it was just a toss and catch between him and Colton Warren. 2 seniors hook up. And the Jackets are quickly on the board here with 7:13 to go in the first quarter. Derek Infante on for the extra point.
Derek was one of our first Arkansas Bank and Trust players of the game last week. A little bit of a high snap. Dufresne gets it down. The kick is up. And it's good. Your score is Clinton 7, Fountain Lake 0. 7 minutes, 13 seconds in the first quarter. When we return, you're listening to KHPQ in Clinton High School Sports.
Towing and recovery is the last thing you think about until you really need it. Then you really want the best. There's only one name to call, Justin's Collision Repair Towing and Recovery. They have the largest and latest model recovery fleet in North Central Arkansas. From small towing to heavy-duty towing, Justin's Collision Repair Towing and Recovery on Highway 65 in Clinton is the one to call, 745-2992. That's Justin's Collision Repair Towing and Recovery, 745-2992.
Today's medical system treats patients like products, not us. Conway Regional brings together key service lines, providers, and technologies to create a unique patient experience that is highly intentional and refreshingly personal. With a hospital in the heart of Conway, a trusted ER, women's services, all from a team that delivers more than medicine. This is not mass-produced healthcare. This is your healthcare. Conway Regional, curated care.
And Clinton with the onside kick attempt. Kickoff, Infante, perfect, bouncing down the field, pops up. Fountain Lake gets a hand on it, pulls it down at the 35, just seconds before the tackle. So Cobras will have it there, their own 35. Second possession.
Don't underestimate this offense. The quarterback, Cooper Buss, has had 3,000 yards passing already this year and 30 touchdowns. He had 485 yards and 5 touchdowns in one game this year.
Shotgun pass, throw it out on the right side. Gadbury giving chase and coming in to make the tackle behind the line of scrimmage. And for a loss of 3.
And that receiver there, Jordan Hare, he's had 1,200 yards receiving this year. And the other receiver, Peyton Harwood, the small receiver, he's had 1,500 yards this year. So they've put some numbers on the board this season. And there's our first tackle for loss.
Loss of 3 on the play. Second down in the shotgun, empty backfield, 3 receivers on the left, 2 on the right, all 5 in the pattern. Pressured, rolls to the right. Going to throw it down the sideline. Coming back, does he hang on? Makes the catch at about the 47-yard line. So that is a first down for Fountain Lake.
And that's Hardwood to talk. If he can touch the ball, he's going to catch it. That was about knee high. He had to come in sliding and make the play. And they're going to get a few of those tonight. That's a difficult. Jackets made it as difficult as possible to catch that one.
Back in the shotgun. 2 receivers on each side. Quick pass, right side, caught across the 50. Good open field tackle there. Sam Stamridge at the 48. That will limit the Cobras to a 5-yard pickup, bring up second down.
That's one of the keys tonight, too, is limit yards after catch. Hare made the little short curl route, made the catch, but got nothing extra. So no yards after catch. They like to catch it and then spin backwards in reverse into the middle of the field.
Looking right down the line of scrimmage. Fountain Lake moving right to left, all white. Purple helmets, snap the football. Steps back, looking to pass, going to throw it up high, trying to run under it. 35, 2 defenders.
Oh, my
incomplete.
goodness.
Flag on the play. Likely defensive pass interference coming up.
Wow. There's a lot of hand fighting there. Felt like the receiver had an opportunity to catch the ball. But they're going to call pass interference. And the quarterback just threw it up. He was fixed to be sacked. So the officials bailed him out with that one. He was just throwing the ball up in the air.
That'll be a 15-yard penalty. The result in a Fountain Lake first down, and to move the football to the Yellow Jacket, I'd say about the 33-yard line. Secondary coach, defensive secondary, Jesse Wilson, he was right there on the 25. He immediately disagreed with officials on that one. But here we go. First down at the 33. Yellow Jackets show a little bit of a blitz with the linebackers. Going to throw it over to the right side near the sideline. Makes the move. Colton Warren with the push tackle out of bounds.
That shows you how accurate the quarterback is. Really nice touch on that one. Floated it over the blitzing Yellow Jacket there. Just toss it over the head. Nice, easy catch. He's really accurate. Like I say, in the spread offense, if you're going to throw 40 to 60 times, you need to have an accurate quarterback. You can't have a bunch of misfires.
6-yard pickup, second down. Ball on the far hash, the visiting side in the shotgun, back to his right. Couple of steps, wants to pass, zips it down the middle of the field. 2 defenders, incomplete. And you had kind of Colton Warren on the inside, maybe McNabb ahead of him, and back couldn't get to the football. 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, they're going to double number 2 all night long. Harold will line up with him, and then he'll get help from somebody over the top.
Larry Swan out, Cooper Watley out.
This is definitely 2-down territory for Fountain Lake. Haven't seen them kick a whole lot this year.
Shotgun snap. Quick pass. Right side. Turn. Catch. Going to be a first down. It looks to be maybe inside the 20. We'll give him the 18 for a 9-yard pickup. So Fountain Lake forced to punt, 3 and out on the first drive. This time they're moving it down the field against the Yellow Jacket defense. They got a first down inside the 20.
Yeah, last week they thrown for, over 400 yards. Those 2 receivers, 2 and 7, had all of it, but about 15 yards.
4 receivers in tight. Going to throw it into the end zone. Incomplete. Couldn't catch up with that one. Just kind of threw it deep, tried to run under it. Second down and 10.
Another pass interference play penalty here against Clinton. Although the ball looked like it sailed out of the end zone, but that's not a penalty in high school football. Uncatchable.
So it is pass interference.
We played some this year where they allow you to hand fight and get pretty physical in the secondary. Tonight, they've already set a tone early. These officials are really touchy. The night we played at Dardanelle, it was a war in the secondary, and both teams liked it.
So it's a half the distance penalty to the goal line at a net 9 yards. Keep the down the same. So it's 1st and 1, and the football is at the Yellow Jacket 8. Shotgun snap. Put it in the belly, right into the Yellow Jacket defense. Tackle for a loss, back to the 10. Venable, Gonzalez, Gadberry. And second down. Upcoming. Jay English also got in on that tackle. Loss of 2.
Come on, D! Keep it up!
Only the second running play of the night for the Cobras. Second down and 3.